I am sick. I've got no words. For the second time this season, the Eagles collapsed. And it happened in the fourth quarter this time. A 17-point lead just completely evaporates. Unbelievable. Panthers win it 21-17. I'm speechless. Philly 500 is here. I am Adrian Fedke. Last year, this defense would never allow a comeback like this. And I want to open up this to you right away. The defense collapsed, and you know what? They could not churn out the yards in the fourth quarter. This goes to Le'Veon Bell and maybe going after him because through three quarters, the Eagles could not run the football. Thank God they were protecting Carson Wentz because he was picking the Panthers apart. But in that fourth quarter, you needed that bell cow back to drain the clock because that's what the Eagles did last year. In the fourth quarter, when you had to run the ball, they would run it right down your throat and take like half the quarter away. That's not this Eagles team right now. Philly 500 is here. I am Adrian Fedke. I am sick. I am heartbroken. I am battered and bruised.
Yes, this is one of the more painful losses that I can remember in a long time. You have a 17-0 lead in the fourth quarter, and you just blow it. And I just can't get over that 17-0 lead. You just, the way that defense played after they go up 17-0, it was like they were letting Carolina throw everything underneath and just go down the field. And it was like they got Cam Newton in a rhythm. Then he comes back the next series, goes down and scores. And like you said, we couldn't do anything. And last year, if you look at teams, like when we played and teams were trying to get the ball back, they couldn't stop us. We could run the ball. We could run the clock. We could go down the field, maybe even get a field or whatever. And we would really like shine in those moments. And I like Corey Clement. I think Wentz Small was playing very good. But you need something else. You need that back. We don't have that back, and it's killing us. And this, I'm pissed off. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pissed about this. This is one of the most pitiful ways to lose a game, and I've seen in a long time. I'm not gonna say it's all over for us and it can't be fixed. But man, this one, we should have won this game. We should have won it.
The Panthers had 106 yards on 29 plays in their first 5 drives. And then they go and they march for touchdowns on their last 3. Cam Newton goes 16 of 22 for 201 yards in the fourth quarter. He did nothing through 3 quarters. Here's basically what happened. The Panthers played their game through 3. They like to run the football, and they like to ground and pound. They like to kind of have that even ratio. And it kind of plays to the Eagles' hands. And they were really taking advantage of this, and a couple times, obviously, they got into field goal range, and they had to get pushed back. The Eagles were really pressuring Cam Newton through the first 3 quarters. Then the fourth quarter happened. Because they were down 17-0, they had to throw the ball. And, yeah, sure, the defense was very, very conservative. I mean, they were. But the pressure stopped. And the defense just got picked apart in the secondary. I mean, that second touchdown drive was way too easy. They just briskly went down the field, wide open down the middle of the field. What was the post pattern? Then Darby bites on the double move. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, it was insane. It was like they couldn't It was like a whole different defense came out and took over for us. I don't know what the hell happened. But, I mean, we couldn't get pressure. Cam had all day to throw. Funchess was wide open. And then, even on the third drive, you have a 4th and 10 situation. They don't get that 4th and 10.
Yeah.
Game's over. And they get a 4th and 10. Jalen Mills falls down. Torrey Smith catches it and then is able to turn it upfield. That
was awful because they had the 1st and 10, Ronald Darby had a pass breakup. 2nd and 10, I remember Jalen Mills had a pass breakup. 3rd and 10, the ball was overthrown. And then the 4th and 10, it's Torrey Smith out of all people. And he goes for 35 yards.
Dude, if Mills just stays with him, doesn't slip or fall, and just stays with him, he probably knocks that ball down. It's probably incomplete and game's over. It's just, dude, I don't know what this. I mean, we keep losing the same type of ways every game. It seems like these are games that we should be winning. We're up 17-3 against the Titans. We're up 17-0 against Carolina. We shouldn't be losing these type of games, but we keep making the same mistakes, and we keep making it with the same type of players. We gotta make some big adjustments right now. Otherwise, the season's going to get away from us.
Carson Wentz, 30 of 37, 310 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was unbelievable for the most part. 15 straight completions at one point. He did miss the 3rd and 2. And that's the one little gripe I have. Well, it's actually kind of a big gripe because it eventually cost the Eagles a game, unfortunately. But he's not the reason they lost, obviously. But the 3rd and 2, he missed Smallwood in the left flat. Might have even been a touchdown. Threw into double coverage instead. But, I mean, through the first, 3.5 quarters, he was unbelievable. And then the pressure started to mount again. See, that was the thing. It was like the offensive line was playing stupendously. And he was able to stand back there. He had all the time in the world to throw. And then the fourth quarter happened, and that kind of stopped.
Yeah, well, and that goes a lot back to what you're saying about the running game. You don't really have a running game to really nullify that pass rusher, to keep it honest. You don't have that. So what you're getting is they're just pinned their ear. They have to go after him, and the Eagles are throwing because they don't have that running back. So, yeah, I mean, look, the 3rd and 2, did he miss a guy? I'm sure he did. I have to look at it again, but I believe, a couple people in my stream said the same thing. He missed Smallwood.
Yeah, he looked right at him.
And that happens. And that happens. You're going to make mistakes. But my bigger gripe is that you still have one more down. Okay, he missed it. He should have seen him. Fine. But it's 4th and 2, and he doesn't even get the throw off because of the pressure. Your offensive line fails you on 4th and 2. And I have a big issue with that. In the big moment, you want him to step up and throw. Did he miss the throw in 3rd and 2? Yeah. But he still had one more down, and he couldn't even get the throw off because there was so much pressure in his face, and he was getting hit as he threw. And that really bothers me a lot.
Yeah. So Eagles running game. I mean, this kind of goes back to not being able to run the ball in the fourth quarter. I mean, I did say in my preview, even though the Panthers were allowing 4.6 yards per carry coming in, I didn't think it was a good matchup for how the Eagles like to attack with the running game and how they attack the edges and with the sweeps and the outside zones and stuff. And the Eagles couldn't do anything. 24 carries for 58 yards in all. 3 of those were actually Wentz sneaks, so those were no count. So it's really 21 for 55. That's less than 3 yards per carry. So you weren't able to do anything. The only guy that really did anything was Josh Adams.
Yeah.
And I would have liked to see him get more carries, especially considering like he was the only one really getting anything.
Yeah, he needs to get more carries next game. I mean, they need to see what they have in him. But, I mean, even Clement fumbled the ball too. Carson luckily recovered. I mean, Smallwood, I think Smallwood has played a lot better this year. I think he's a good rotational guy. But you don't have that lead back right now. We don't have it. And I think it's really hurting this offense a lot. Last year we were able, like when it was 17-14, that was a time where last year we would run the ball out. We would run, get first downs, run the clock pretty much out, and that would be it. It would come down to just getting one more first down, and we would get and run the ball out. Not anymore. We're not running the ball, and I don't know if Doug doesn't have faith in those running backs or they're just not that good. I tend to think that getting a running back is imperative at this point. They have to find a running back, and quick.
Yeah. I'm looking at the fourth quarter here. Hold on. I want to see if – okay, so we're in the fourth quarter now. Pass. 6 straight passes on the Eagles' first possession of the fourth quarter. The reason why they didn't run the ball is they didn't have any confidence that they could run it. And you know what happened? I didn't disagree with them throwing the ball in the fourth quarter. What I disagreed with was how conservative the passing game was in the fourth quarter. Because they were moving the ball up and down the field kind of, they were taking a lot of time off, I should say. And they were just kind of like getting down the field. Alshon Jeffrey was unbelievable. Zach Ertz was getting down the seams. And this kind of stopped in the fourth quarter. I mean, I'm looking at the log here. Pass short right to Clement. That's a screen. Pass short right to Jeffrey. That's probably a flip to the right. Pass right to Ertz for 14. That looks like that was down the seam. Short left to Aguilar for a yard. That's a screen play. Wentz gets sacked, and then short left to Jeffrey. So they're just passing because they don't even have faith that they could run the ball and drain clock.
I mean, it seems like that's the case. It's brutal. It would have been nice to see like a play action if they're going to throw and maybe send Aguilar on a bomb or Shelton Gibson in for play. See if you can get that defense to overcommit and hit him on a big play downfield. But I mean, they didn't really do it. I mean, something is not right. Things that they're doing are not working, and they have to adjust and make adjustments and quick on both sides of the ball. I mean, I think that it's imperative to go out and get a running back.
Yeah, I'm looking at here. So, Eagles. I mean, they played their game. This game went exactly the way that they wanted to. This was they looked like the champs for 3 quarters. They were up 17-0. They went on these methodical, elongated drives. One of them, a 17-play, 94-yard touchdown drive. 9:22 comes off the clock. That was what gave them a 17-0 lead. The other one went for 8 minutes and 22 seconds in the first half, a 15-play drive. That was unfortunately when Jake Elliott missed a 36-yard field goal. So he keeps missing the short ones. It kind of obviously winds up biting the Eagles in the ass because they could have used that 1-point deficit instead of 4 there in the fourth.
Yeah. It's tough, man. You know, it. Look, I'm not. I don't even know what to say. Like, we can't keep losing games this way. We're 3-4.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to get into the playoffs. We want to win this division. We got to go on a run now. We got to get this thing going. I don't know how many more times we're going to say, okay, this is the game that's going to kind of wake us up, and this is going to get us going. I thought, coming out of that Giants game, I thought, well, the way we played for 3 quarters, I was like, okay, this team is getting it going. We're starting to get it going. And in the fourth quarter, it was a total collapse. I mean, it's more about what the Eagles didn't do or couldn't do than it was to me about what Carolina did to them. And that's the problem. Can we fix it? I think we can, but
what are you, fucking Bob the Builder? Can we fix it? Yes, we can.
Who the hell's Bob the Builder?
Oh my god, my little brother back in the day, that was like his favorite thing, man. Bob.
I don't know. Bob the Builder. Yeah, I'm Bob the Builder. I'm Philly 500, the dingbat builder. I'm just like, I don't know what to say, man, because it's still early. I know all those kind of things, but man, we don't have many more of these kind of losses that we can allow. We can't go 3-5, 3-6. I mean, we're playing under 500 football right now. Yeah. And to me, you got to figure out what's going on, and they have to make adjustments. I think it's time to move Jalen Mills. I do. I think it's time to get him out of there. I think it's time to adjust certain things because it's just not working. It's just not working. I don't think Jason Peters has been that good.
I didn't think he was like the problem though today. I think I have to look at what happened.
He wasn't the problem for 3 quarters, but in the fourth quarter, 4th and 10, you got to stop Torrey Smith there. That's the game.
Ronald Darby's got to stop Devin Funchess too. It's
wide open. Funchess was wide open. I mean, I don't know what happened, but after the Eagles went up 17-0. It was like that defense, like, we won. This game's over now. We can sit back and let them throw all. That's what it seemed like. And then what it did was it created a rhythm for the Panthers and said, okay, this is working. We'll keep doing this. I don't know why the Panthers.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, I don't know why the Panthers didn't go after Jalen Mills much earlier. They didn't even attempt for 3 quarters to even throw at him.
Yeah. I think it was a combination of 2 things. So Jim Schwartz got too conservative, and the Panthers had to get away from their game, which was throwing the ball with Cam Newton. They don't really want to throw the ball. They want to run it.
Yeah.
But throwing the ball, it was exactly what Marcus Mariota was able to do. Marcus Mariota goes for 344 yards against the Eagles. He could have went for 450 had he not missed some open receivers. As we've seen since, he has not looked like the same quarterback, has he? Well, that's because against the Eagles, guys were running free all afternoon. And it happened again today in the fourth quarter. So through the first three quarters, they were running the ball a lot, and the pressure was getting after Cam. So because the pressure was getting after Cam, the secondary wasn't like getting beat. I'll have to like really watch the tape and see what happened. And then the fourth quarter happened again. It's like the pressure stopped. The secondary was getting beat, and Cam went 16 of 22 for over 200 yards. It's exactly what Mariota did when they got down 17-3. It was the same thing. Last year, this would never happen.
Never, ever.
Last year, they didn't allow a go-ahead drive in the final 4 minutes all year, and now they've done it twice this year. It's just it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and we got to ask what's going on. I think that not being able to run the clock when you have the ball and take time.
I think that's a big thing. And
I think you're absolutely right.
It's something that people are overlooking. They're looking at the defense right now, and they're looking at them specifically. But 3 straight Carolina touchdown drives and 3 straight drives after the Eagles barely even possessed the ball.
Yeah.
But when you really needed to run, dug through it.
Yeah. And the question is, like you said, is he doing it because he's just pass happy, or is it because he's not trusting he's running?
He's doing it because he's not confident because they didn't do anything today. It was less than 3 yards per carry. They weren't going to drain out the clock.
Then Howie needs to get to work. He needs to be on the phone right now and get to work and find that running back. And you know who I'm talking about. And get him. Because that's the one thing that's going to save everything, you know. If that's the problem and that is causing Doug Peterson to have to do things he doesn't want to do because he doesn't trust his running game. If that's the truth, we got to do something and do it quick.
Yeah. I think so. Absolutely. It's imperative. I think you got to go bring Le'Veon Bell in here.
I think so.
Go make it happen.
That could change everything and quickly.
Yeah. So if you've noticed today, like I haven't been as upset or angry as I normally am. I haven't been as bitter. I have already I got it all out of my system early in the year. Because I realized early that the Eagles aren't going to get home field advantage. That's why I was so mad early in the season because I thought they gave away an opportunity, especially with the way that they played. I'm like, man, they started off like this. They've already screwed up their chances of home field advantage. Yeah. So this is a loss. I'm like, yeah, it sucks. It stings, but it really doesn't change the fact that they're probably going to be a 3 or 4 seed anyway. I mean, I don't expect even at 3 and 4, I don't expect the Redskins and the Cowboys to win the NFC East.
No, I mean, look, the division is up for grabs. Even if the Redskins win today and they'll be 4-2, you're only really like a game and a half behind them.
Yeah,
I mean,
make
you still
up that real quick.
Yeah, you play them twice still. So, exactly. I mean, the division's still up for grabs. And I had my meltdown
after Tennessee was my meltdown.
I had my meltdown.
Because I knew that the Titans weren't that good, and I was
but I am frustrated though. But I'm as far as giving up on the season, I'm never going to give up on the season. I mean, we still can win the division. You still can get to the playoffs. You still can get hot, and who knows what can happen? Anything can happen. But I think that the one thing that I take out of this game is that you're not going to be able to fix these problems unless you go and maybe make a couple moves. And if you can make a couple moves, the right moves, I think that you'll be fine. I think you'll be able to get things going again. But the division is far from over. The season is far from over. But this is a hard loss. This is one of those losses that you should have won. You should have won. It's sickening. You should have won. The Tennessee game, you should have won. I mean, those are 2 extra wins that we should have, and we don't.
I was already conjuring up what I was going to intro with, like what my lead was going to be. I had the show title. It was going to be Going Streaking with a question mark. The pants were going to be off. I was ready to lead the streak down Broad Street. I was going to wave my pants up in the air. I had it all down, and they lost. So I couldn't
They
do it.
lost. And I'll tell you, like I was like thinking to myself, and like going in the fourth quarter, I'm like, this is one of those games I don't have to worry about, because going into the fourth quarter, the last thing I thought that Carolina could do was score 3 consecutive touchdowns. There was no confidence that they could do that today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they did, and the team we got in the fourth quarter was not the team that we saw for the first 3. That is,
I don't know what happened.
for sure.
I really have to look at the all 22 and see what Jim Schwartz was doing there in the fourth quarter. Was he off the whole time? Were the cornerbacks close to the line of scrimmage? I have to look.
I want to see too. I mean, I'm definitely curious. The one thing I'll say, I mean, I know people don't want to hear anything positive today, but I will say that the one thing you can take from it is that the things that the Eagles are doing that are costing them games are self-inflicted. Those can be things that you fix. It's not like teams are just outplaying them, outmatching them. They have self-inflicted wounds, and if they can fix that, I think that this team can go on a run. But time is running out. We gotta wake up soon. I mean, we're 3-4, not even 500.
Yeah.
And we got to go play a team in England next week that is desperate and fighting amongst themselves and in free fall. They need a win just as bad as we.
That is a desperate team, but that might be a very bad team right now. That just looks like a dumpster. Wow. The Jags, I would have never thought they'd look this bad.
No, and we need them to.
Yeah.
The thing is, look, we got to go play them. It's time to get a trade done because you got the bye week coming up after that game. So it's time to get a win, get the bye week, get somebody in here, and get them ready for Dallas coming out of the bye, because that's what we're going to need. These games late in the division, because you're right. Forget the first seed, forget the second seed. You still got to go play New Orleans in New Orleans, which scares the hell out of me because
they ain't winning that game
because of that defense. I mean, the way our defense, how many points is Breeze going to be able to throw?
Yeah, they winning that game. That's a terrible.
So you gotta go. You gotta win your division games. That's the key. The key is you gotta win these division games, and we gotta get some help because we need it.
You brought up the word positive, and it's made me completely forget about what Zach Ertz and Alshon Jeffrey did, and then what the Eagles offense did through 3 quarters again. It's like, so Jeffrey did everything. So in the stat column, it says 7 receptions, 88 yards, and a touchdown. 7 receptions came on 10 targets. Then you look at Ertz, 9 for 138 on 11 targets. 3rd straight game over 100 yards for him. But Jeffrey, so he's toe tapping on a 4th and 5. He's making defenders miss. And then the vintage Jeffrey on the back shoulder, plucking the ball out of the air effortlessly. He was outstanding.
He was fantastic. Him and Ertz.
Yeah.
I mean, they were great. Even Carson, I mean, some of the passes that he made were unbelievable. He was throwing with such velocity. It was ridiculous. Those guys were great. They were great. It's just a shame because nobody's going to think about that. Nobody's going to think about how good Carson played, how good Alshon, how good Ertz were. They're going to think about Carson missing that 3rd and 2 and the defense giving up 17 points. And I'm going to think about that 4th and 2 that you couldn't even let your quarterback get the throw off.
I was shocked to see this box score, to see 4 sacks, because it didn't seem like it, because that's how much he was kept upright in basically going back to the first 3 quarters. O-line was doing its job. Pass protection was outstanding, and then it just fell apart. I really have to watch the 4th quarter again. I really have to.
Yeah,
I'm too emotionally spent and too heartbroken to really think. My poor heart. I need a girl to comfort me right now.
Yeah, we need to find you a girl. Comfort any girls out there that want to.
Again, she knows who she is.
She knows who she is.
Look, her first name begins with C. We gotta. Just that eliminates all the girls whose first names don't begin with J.
Right.
So sorry, women. Sorry, ladies.
Sorry, ladies. Yeah, I don't know. I'll watch. I'll rewatch this game like Tuesday or Wednesday. Like I can't watch it tonight. I'm too depressed. This is like, damn man, I haven't felt like this in like 2 years.
Oh, dude, I know. It's like I'm not angry. I'm not mad because it's not like it was earlier in the year where I just knew this wasn't the Eagles team, and I already knew that like they've already given the home field advantage away. So in that sense, I'm not like raging angry.
Yeah,
I'm bulging out, but I'm just very upset and sad.
yeah, I'm sad too. You know, the one, like I said, the one thing that I keep thinking is that in the past, when your team, you know, when our teams have been bad, we know they're just not as good as other teams. When I watch this team, I think this is a team that is as good or better than the teams that they're losing to, but they are killing themselves. And if they can somehow turn that around and fix it, I think that they'll be okay. But at the moment, man, 4th and 2, when Carson got hit, I flipped out, dude. I was so pissed off because look, it's one thing he throws a bad pass, it gets incomplete, but to not even get the play up, not even get the ball out of his hands, I just think that's so unacceptable for an offensive line to do. I do.
Yeah. All right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look at comments. I'm gonna see what the people are saying and what they're thinking. I have no more words.
Yeah.
Ah. I'm trying to think like what else happened. What else happened? What else happened?
I don't know. I feel shell shocked by this. Like what happened? What the hell did happen in the fourth quarter? How does that happen? You know.
Ah.
Even the last drive, like you can't give up a touchdown. Give up the field goal and it's a tie game. You know what I mean? But you give up a touchdown. I just
Yeah, D collapse. Okay. How does Cam go from 550 yards in first half to 200 in the fourth? Says Dakota. Junior.
Great point. Great point. How does that happen?
Yeah.
You know, the thing is I think when they came out 17-0, they were giving them everything underneath. They were just trying to keep the play in front of them, let the clock run down. But I think what it did was it put Cam Newton in a rhythm. I think it put the offensive line in a rhythm, and they didn't get any pressure. There was no real pressure at that point. And then they got hot.
There are a lot of people that are hating on Wentz. I'm surprised.
I don't understand.
I'm surprised. I mean, look, he missed the 3rd and 2. He did. But other than that, he was pretty damn freaking amazing.
Yeah, he was. He was. Sure, the 3rd and 2, he could. I'm not going to.
It just sucks because like the 3rd and 2 is what people are going to remember, and that's what I tweeted about, and that's what people are going to talk about, and that's what we're going to think about. And it happened in the fourth quarter, and it happened after the Panthers scored 3 straight touchdowns. So that's why people are angry, and it's completely making them forget what Carson Wentz did through 3.5 quarters.
Look, you don't have Carson Wentz for 3.5 quarters. You're not even in this game at all. Okay.
Yeah. Like the offensive line collapsed too. That was the problem.
Well, to me, it's like, okay, he missed the read on 3rd and 2, but you still had a 4th and 2, and they didn't let him get the throw off. He could have had time. He could have thrown a first down. He could have thrown a touchdown, and nobody would be thinking of the 3rd and 2. But the offensive line let him get hit, and to me, that is unacceptable. I'm not going to blame Carson because he missed one read the whole friggin' game. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do it.
So people are like, have you ever seen Wentz lead us from behind a 2-minute drive? He has. It's happened.
Yeah, I think he's done it 3 or 4 times last year.
Because he had the go ahead like that one against the Giants was awesome. Those couple throws to Jeffrey.
Yeah.
And he was. I know it didn't happen in the fourth quarter of that Rams game, but he was really clutch in that game too.
He was the whole reason he kept us in the game. He carried us that whole game.
Yeah.
And I would argue that he carried the offense this whole game also until that one misread. But on 4th and 2, when he had a chance to make one more play, he got hit. The offensive line, where were they?
Dr. Ownage, CBK, with a $1.99 donation. Wentz is yet to impress, and Clunch went down. Man, people are fucking bashing Carson today.
Yeah, let him. I disagree with it 150,000 zillion billion quillion %.
So Alan Berman goes, we weren't behind that Giants game. But, like, what do you want? Like, they weren't behind, like, ever last year. Like,
well, wait a second.
Like, come on, guys. Like, this is fucking blasphemy right now. Come on.
Yeah, I think.
Come on, guys.
Absolutely insane.
The Digital Print House, $2 donation. Tomorrow, Bell trade will happen! Exclamation point.
We are on watch tomorrow.
We are on watch.
We are on watch tomorrow.
Jack R. Rabbit says, I disagree with the running back trade talk. If the Birds aren't going to run the ball, why trade for a running back? Okay, this goes back to what I was talking about in the start of the show. Doug Peterson has no confidence in his running backs because they're not doing anything. They average less than 3 yards per carry today. So in the fourth quarter, when you really needed to run the ball, when you had the lead, Doug Peterson had no faith. And I actually agreed with throwing the football because it was working through 3 quarters. The protection was great. What happened was the pass calls got really conservative. And I thought it made it a lot easier for the Panthers to rally up and tackle. I mean, Luke Kuechly was flying around on the screens. So I think that's where they went at fault. They started throwing a lot more screens in the fourth quarter. And if you would have tried running the ball, it wouldn't have worked. So I'm telling you right now, it wouldn't have worked.
Well, I will say this that I'm getting an echo.
Sorry.
No, but I will agree with you that if they're not going to run the ball, of course it wouldn't be worth it. But I buy into the thing that you're saying, Adrian, that they're not running the ball because they don't have confidence in the running backs late in the game to be able to move the ball. And I could buy into that. And if that's the case, then we have to go out and get one. I think if you acquired a Le'Veon Bell, I think you would be more likely to run the ball a lot more and use him a lot more. I don't think you would see this heavy passing for sure. I think you would see a lot more running.
All right. Rapid Rot Fire Reaper goes, I don't want it to be true, but dude, he blew the game-winning drive against the Titans, and now he blew the 3rd and 2. He's never put up a game as good as Foles. Jesus Christ, people. You guys are overreacting because of one missed 3rd and 2. Come on. Like, Jesus Christ.
Wait a second. The Tennessee Titan game, Carson got us the lead in overtime. So how did he fail?
People are saying I'm not blaming Wentz. I did blame Wentz. I blame him on the 3rd and 2.
I'm not blaming Wentz.
I'm blaming him on the 3rd and 2, but that's the only play you can blame him on.
Yeah, I blame him. I'll say he made the wrong read on 3rd and 2, but on 4th and 2, when you had one more shot, he didn't get a chance to throw the ball. He got hit. There was pressure. Against the Tennessee Titans, we were up 3 points in overtime. We were up 3 points. He gave us the lead in overtime. How is that not coming up big? You tell me, how is that not coming up big when you're up?
This is like the conversation that like people used to have with Allen Iverson. Like he would get like a game tying bucket or like whatever, but he never technically had a game winning basket. Like that's like what we're doing right now with this.
There's a lot more blame to go around than Carson Wentz.
Yeah. Look, exactly. I mean, the 3rd and 2, he missed it. And it's what we remember right now. It's what's etched in our minds because we're so pissed off about what happened in the fourth quarter. I think that's what's happening.
It should never have come to 3rd and 2, to be honest with you. You were up 17-0.
Yeah, there's no excuses. They lost. They blew this game. They collapsed. And it's a lot more than just Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz is just flooding the comment section. Like, why are people blaming Wentz and not the defense?
I don't know. I don't blame Wentz at all for the whole game. I don't blame him at all. I think Carson, yes, he missed a read on 3rd and 2, but I think he did everything he could do to win this game. I think Tennessee Titans game, he gave us a 3-point lead in overtime. What do you want the guy to do?
Yeah. Eagles fans forever couldn't wait to talk about Mills on the 4th down play. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
4th and 10. 4th and 10. That's the game right there. You don't get that 4th and 10, And Bennett hit Cam Newton as he was throwing. You don't get that ball. You don't get that first. The game's over.
I'm surprised nobody has in the comment section has. Hold on, I gotta put this guy. I gotta hide this one guy. He's being an idiot. All right, Joey's son is now gone. Sorry, pal. What did Sean Fitzpatrick say? Where's Sean? I'm losing the chat. It's going too fast. Look at the garbage offenses we've blown leads against. They even let the Vikings march down the field at crunch time. Do they ever step up, force a turnover? It's the defense this year. Last year they were doing it. Last year they were stepping up. They were forcing turnovers.
Well, but
it's just not happening right now, and they're not forcing the turnovers.
And I gotta wonder with Schwartz. I mean, because he refuses to make adjustments. He refuses to move, to deal with Jalen Mills over there, who continues to let up big plays at big moments. You got to do something. They got to do something. They got to do something quick.
EDP's in the chat. He's eating, and I think there's a mistype, but he wants to do something to his windshield. Whatever you do, hey, EDP, if you got a beanie, make sure it's a Dallas beanie if you want to do anything with it.
Don't. Yeah, I know EDP is probably not too happy. I get it.
These comments are going too quick today.
Yeah, I'm surprised by the Wentz hate. I really am. I think that to criticize one play for a whole game is not fair, in my opinion.
The last dragon goes, my problem is that Doug keeps saying we need to learn from our mistakes, but he keeps making the same mistakes. Peters on the line, Mills in the secondary, not running the ball.
Yeah, well,
I don't blame him for not running the ball today. That goes back to
you really believe that the reason they're not running the ball is because they don't have a running back. They have confidence to run the ball in that.
Because today they didn't. The way the Panthers stop the run, like the way that they play and flow with their linebackers, you weren't going to run the ball today. That's not how you were going to win in the fourth quarter. The way you were going to win in the fourth quarter was to keep actually being aggressive and to score another touchdown. Instead of it being 17-6, it should have been 24-6. Instead, they kind of took their foot off the gas because even though they called 6 straight passes, they called basically 4 of those were screen plays.
Yeah, they were quick little passes.
Yeah, and they weren't really working. And then they had a third and whatever, and whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see. David in Atlanta's in the chat. He just wanted to let us know.
What's up, David?
Eagles fan forever wants Patrick Peterson. I don't think Patrick Peterson is the answer, though. I think Le'Veon Bell is the answer.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell is the answer, in my opinion.
The other thing about bringing in a cornerback or something, that's going to take them a while to learn this scheme. That's going to it's going to be until he feels really comfortable with Patrick Peterson. That's a guy you want to go after in the offseason, not right now.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I want to look at something real quick. I mean, I know they're not forcing any turnover. They didn't get one today, did they?
No turnovers today.
And that's one big thing about this year right now. They are just not getting turnovers. They're not getting interceptions. It's not happening.
No, and they don't even really get consistent pressure. I mean, Michael Bennett gets a lot of pressure.
Michael Bennett would have 30 sacks this season if it weren't for the roughing the passer penalties.
I know. I mean, I thought he's been really good, and but some of the other guys, they're non-existent for long periods of time, or when it really matters. I mean, 1 or 2 sacks on that last drive by Carolina, it probably ends the game.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get it pressure.
6 takeaways right now for the Eagles defense, tied for 23rd. They have not had a bye. I don't know if this is updated or not. That's not good.
That is bad, man.
They're not getting strip sacks. They're not getting nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hurting us, man.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right. Let's see. Any more comments? Let's see. Before we kind of depart here. Um, Fletcher kind of disappeared in the fourth. Yeah, the pressure and all kind of disappeared. Not rotating our defensive line like last year is exposing our corners. That's the problem. We're not getting pressure on the quarterbacks like we were. Well, they're still rotating the defensive line, but they're definitely not pressuring the quarterbacks. I mean, they were pressuring through 3 quarters again, but the fourth quarter, it just stopped.
Just stopped.
And the thing at D tackle right now, they're dealing with some injuries.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people want to fire Jim Schwartz. Jim sucks.
How many people are in the chat, by the way?
There's a lot of people. A lot of furious people typing on their keyboards.
Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Make sure you hit the like button.
Hit the like.
I know you don't have time right now as you're commenting and getting all pissed off, and we're all pissed off too.
Like and subscribe.
Hit that like button. It gives me like a nickel every time. Pissed. Yeah. EDP. I hope Jim Schwartz dies in his fucking sleep. I hate that bitch. Nose all turned up in the air and shit. Okay, so Teddy Mean goes throwing the ball 17 times with a 17-0 lead. You couldn't run the ball. You couldn't run it. Couldn't do it. I agreed with them throwing the ball. I thought they should have been more aggressive throwing the ball. They got too conservative with the passing game in the fourth quarter. That's why they were punting the ball and getting off the field.
Yeah. Well, I think it comes down to if you buy your theory. If you buy that they're not running the ball because they don't trust that they can run the ball, then of course they're going to throw. If they're just not running the ball because Doug is pass happy, that's one thing. I think you're right. I don't think that they trust to be able to get the yardage that they need with the running backs they have. I think you're right about that. And I think that's what's going on.
Think about it. It's like they were running the ball anyway. The 6 plays again on that one drive, and 4 of them were screens. Screen play is a fucking run play.
It's run, yeah.
You're draining clock. Same basic concept.
Yeah. So I mean, and that's being the case, I have to expect that. I really think that Le'Veon Bell rumors are going to be turned up about 2-3 notches this week.
I think Le'Veon Bell is coming to Philadelphia tomorrow.
I think
I'll just go out and say it.
I don't want to jinx it, but I think that it's leading that way.
Yeah. Philly 0-0-2-4. The only thing is Wentz got to look in the flats more. Kind of gets too aggressive sometimes, but then again, he has to carry us because we can't run. Yeah, I mean,
agreed.
That goes back to that 3rd and 2. He missed them.
So. He missed them, and he's responsible for that, and that's on him. That's on him. But he still had another down, and he didn't get the throw off. And that's what really irks me more than anything.
Yeah. Look, Tara Twitty goes, doesn't he need to come in and sign his tender if he's going to be traded? Yes, he does.
He does. But that doesn't mean they can't work out something that or is in place for what he does.
A lot of people are blaming Jalen Mills. Look, Darby was just bad today.
Dude, Mills it always seems though. I gotta say, he always kills us when we need it the most. 4th and 10, we needed that right there. Cam is getting pressure. He throws up. Mills falls down. He's way off. If he's just up and he could probably knock the ball away, the game is over.
Yeah.
And we're talking about how the defense stepped up when they had to and won the game.
As bad as that play was, the Darby double move was worse because it was a touchdown.
Oh. Open.
Sean Fitzpatrick is wondering if I'm scouting first round talents already. Stop it, Sean.
No, please. We're not there yet. It's still a long season. We still could win the division. You still could win the division. You could win the division maybe at 9-7 in this division. So we're a long way from over. But I think you're right. You can take the 1st and 2nd seed and throw them out the window. That ain't happening.
Yeah. All right. I got to write this recap, so I should probably. We've gone for 45 minutes, pretty much.
Oh, man. I'm losing my voice.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are angry. A lot of people voicing their frustrations. A lot of people are going to regret what they typed out today regarding Carson Wentz. One guy wanted him traded. Another one wants Nick Foles back. You're going to regret that, guys. So, you got any final thoughts?
The way this offense, my final thought is it's time for Howie to get involved and fix this and get what we need to get and adjust things right. However, season is far from over. You may not get a first seed, you may not get a second seed, but you still can make the playoffs. There's still a lot of football left to be played, but we have to make some adjustments, and we need to look to bring in some help because this team desperately needs it.
Yeah. All right. I got nothing. I am battered, bruised, and broken. So.
I'm gonna take a nap after I upload this thing. I'm taking a nap because I get depressed.
I have to write my recap, dude.
And I hope Dallas loses because they still stink. And I want
actually, you know what? I might want them to win.
It would help the Eagles, but I feel a little bit better. It's like misery loves company kind of thing, you know.
Let's see. Let's see that score before we depart.
It's 7-0 Washington.
7-0.
9:37. Yeah, Dak ain't doing nothing.
Of course he's not. He didn't do anything last week.
Yeah, stinks.
Does stink.
And let me say this: Jacksonville game is like you got to win this. You have
if they don't win this Jacksonville game, that's bad.
If they don't win this,
match up with them at all.
No, if they don't win this Jacksonville game, we got problems. We got big problems.
I agree. All right, we'll end on that note. That's Philly 500. I'm Adrian Fedque. No, I am not going to look into the NFL draft just yet. Stop it, guys. I'm Adrian Fedque. That's Philly 500. We're out of here. See ya.
Peace.